Ball at the 24-yard line of All Saints, and Nolan threatening to get into the red zone yet again on a 1st and 10, 4:09 left to go, second quarter. 9-7, Vikings lead. They got that lead on the last possession by All Saints on a safety, a snap that misfired and went out of the back of the end zone. Man in motion, hand off to Trey King. Burst of speed, still running, barely touched and in. Touchdown from 24 yards out, Trey King.
What a well-designed play right there. It looked like they were going to, they faked kind of running that option, and then they hit it north and south. Something that they'd practiced, something looked like they'd seen on film. Well-designed play by Nolan right there.
And the Saints had 2 linebackers blitzing on that play, and they just hit the other gap. There was nobody left in the middle of the field.
Playing wide safeties, exactly right. Playing the wide safeties in a 2-look, and they hit it right up north and south. Well-designed play.
Well, Trey King was special mention in that playoff loss that they suffered to All Saints last year in his performance, and he's having another game as the Riley Reitman extra point is booted through.
And a flag.
Why not?
And that safety is looking, at this point, costing the Saints not just 2, but 7, 8, 9 points.
That's tough. Then it becomes, like you're saying, it becomes a 2-score situation. At this point, though, you know what? You got 4 minutes. You need to get you some score right here before you go in at the half. You got the ball coming out in the second half. You got to go get something right here. Not sure what they're talking about. The wide world of sports is going on with these officials.
Harvey Smith is conducting a seminar at about the right hash mark, about the 5-yard line. Meanwhile, coming up next week, All Saints' next opponent, the regular season finale on the road out in West Texas, as the Saints take on Midland Christian and the Mustangs. 7 o'clock Central Time will be our airtime here at Texas24.net. Bring you the regular season finale. Every one of the 5 teams within this division and district will get into the postseason, but where they rank and where they're seeded is all determined on these next 2 weeks.
There's no foul on the Saints. That means it looks like they're going to take this on the kickoff.
Boy, that's rough.
That is rough, especially the way that this kicker can kick the football now. This is where you got to, again, try to stay ahead of the chains.
And as we've seen these penalties throughout the season, averaging for All Saints over a dozen per game for nearly 150 yards average per game, it seems to be a snowball type effect. I mean, it really does avalanche by the time we get towards the waning moments of the game.
Well, and it's the timing of the penalty. That's the other thing. It's a critical situations that you cannot get penalized in. And I know Coach Beck's talking to his team. It's a young football team, and you got to continue to coach. And I tell you what, guys, from the team that we saw 2 weeks ago to the team we see now, this team is getting better. I think this team is getting better. They need a few breaks here and there, and it hurts when you let them kick the football off from the plus 45-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty.
16-7 in favor of Fort Worth Nolan.
Watch for the onside right here.
That's exactly right. I was just about to say that, Glenn. This is the type of team that's going to put an onside kick on you. They know they got you down a little bit right here, and gives them a chance to do something.
Like the alignment now. Here you go. You see the Saints spread out after you get that 4-4 track alignment.
Well, and they bring in a special kicker that they don't normally use, Johnny Schifano, so we'll see what happens here. He just boots it for all he can and nearly makes it through the uprights.
Wow. Good shot right there. Good job by that young man. Go in and kick it in the end zone. It didn't really hurt the Saints, so bring the ball out to the 20-yard line right here. You know what? I would have tended to pooch that football and tried to pin them down in there. Instead, you know what? They decided to kick it all the way through there, and maybe they're trying to get that young man a scholarship. Good for them.
Well, also, at the MedStar, that ambulance has been a target now 2 or 3 times tonight.
They're probably fixing to move at halftime.
Yeah. To keep them safe first and foremost. 4:02 remaining in the second, trailing 16-7. And a 1st and 10, the handoff to the running back, Matt Locke. And he just keeps those legs churning in a nice little 7-yard gain.
Good draw right there. You know what? They've been trying to get outside of this bear look. Now they just said, you know what? We'll man up in here. Pretty good job by blocking by the inside guys, and let him run where it feels good. That's what you got to do against this bear look when they're lined up all the way across the board.
Second down and a long 3.
There
Pitch to Matlock to the left. Blocking ahead, no. Down to the 31 and a loss of a yard.
It's got to hit quick. That really needs to hit a little quicker. It takes a while for the snap to get back there and the pitch to get back there. You got to hit that a little bit quicker. That end is lined up outside, really in a 9 technique, and that's outside of your tight end, so it's hard to get him pinned inside.
I'd like to see him run that to the bigger side of the field too.
Third down and 4 for All Saints. Hillman, right, fires it underneath the Bothwell. Takes a hit and good enough for a first down. That'll move the sticks for All Saints. Nice play to the tight end.
Good job by Bothwell. Keep his feet. Know you got him out leveraged. Put your shoulder down and get that ball north and south. See, he's out leveraged right there. Put that shoulder down and get that ball north and south. Good job by that young man.
Yeah, Bothwell was hit about 2 yards before the yard to gain, and
For a guy who's only played football for 1 year, he understands the leverage part of it, I'll tell you that, fellas. Back to the 2 tight end set. They like something here.
Clock winding to 2.5 left to go in the second quarter. Swing out to Matlock again and an ankle tackle, and nice pursuit on that play by the...
Good job by Hillman kind of holding on right here. You'd like to see him, if he hits him on his face right there, you got him out leveraged. You got to hit him on his face and let him hit that on the run. Just that ball kind of hanging up just a second caused him to be able to make a play.
Nice defensive play. That was the defensive back, junior Jason Curl. Second down after a gain of only a yard. Second down and 9. Hand off to Matlock. He tries to go straight up, but he runs into his own guys in second burst. Nice little 6-yard gain through the madness.
He really keeps his legs turning all the time. Matlock, one thing you'll see about him when he runs, look here. He gets bumped in the beginning, and then he sees the hole right here. Let me keep
good
going.
job by David
That's
Beck right there. They do a little wraparound right there to try to pin that. Good job by Beck to kick him out. Jacob's got to open his eyes. Just don't run into the hole.
3rd and 4, 4 wide. Stacked on the near side. Underneath, and that ball just bounces off the defender and intended for Money Parks.
Oh, my. No, that was intended. No, I'm sorry, Ken. That was intended for Bothwell, and he was grabbed around the waist. I'm surprised he didn't get a flag right here. He's running that shallow cross. Watch Bothwell and watch their linebacker grab him right there.
Right there. I mean, you can
gracious how they don't make that
that's
call.
A bad missed call right there.
That's a bad break right there. That's a big-time PI that does not get called.
1:29 left on the clock, pardon me, Chef, and here comes the punting unit.
If there's a chance to see something crazy happen, you might see it here.
Ball spotted from their own 43 for All Saints.
And they know it, too. You see their coaching staff. We're going to get a timeout here and see it. You know what? Let's see if it's worth going for it right here. I'm wondering if Coach Beck is talking about, men, should we put our offense back out here and try to do something, go for this? They still have 2 timeouts left. They have all. I think they called a timeout somewhere. I think that board's wrong.
Nolan did call a timeout they were the first called timeout of the game. So they're down 2. That All Saints, that timeout charged to All Saints. 1:13 with the clock frozen left to go here in the first half. A 16-7 lead for
they're going to fix
Nolan
the clock
Catholic.
here for a second. Clock
not
problems.
12:40.
It should be about 1:24, something like that.
There you go. They got it right now. It looks like too that Nolan is in a safe return. Their starting defense, their starting fronts is out there. They've got the big man at nose guard. They're not going to let you fool around and try to hit something north and south here.
Back deep to return for the Vikings is Sean Holton, and watch out. He's a speedster. Fields at his own 21. Goes to the left side, and what coverage by All Saints. Takes him down, a loss of 2 on the return.
Great coverage right there. Really good coverage. Who was that? That's the little man out there. Made a great
Derek
play.
Ferguson yet again.
Yeah, he is.
Derek's
Playing some special teams.
Tonight.
He is fired up. Good for him. to see that young man make a play.
He's listed
And
at
a hell of a punt, by the way.
Oh, yeah, there you go by T-Love. Derek Ferguson listed at 5'9", and I'm skeptical of that accuracy.
Well, that's the day he moosed his hair. Took that.
Well, still time for Luke Bossius.
We got
the Vikings to do
Donche
something.
and Money playing corner right now.
A minute 19 left to go, second quarter. Faking the jet sweep. Swings it out to
It's a hole
Sanders.
right there, too.
And outside of the 20-yard line, out of bounds.
Boy, they throw that swing, but that was well covered. Hey, I like that they're playing. Hey, there's no stops in this football game. Both Donche and Money playing corner right now for Saints.
Everybody's running both sides of the ball here. Everybody playing for the win.
That dollar package is certainly in for All Saints. The strong safety, Andrew Bettle, the junior, is playing up against the line. 5 seconds left on the play clock as Nolan takes some time. And a timeout taken, I would assume, yes, by Dave Bowden and company.
Saw that blitz coming and wanted to call a timeout.
So 1:08 left to go here in the first half. Close game, 16-7 if you're just joining us. Nolan scored on their opening drive on a 10-play drive that went 78 yards. 6-yard touchdown pass from Luke Bossius to Danny Taylor. Then finally, just to begin the second quarter, All Saints answered back. That was a 27-yard touchdown pass from Hillman to Mitch Bothwell. Nolan ends up getting a safety as an errant snap by James Brockermeyer goes out of the back of the end zone for All Saints. And then on the next position, Nolan scores on a 24-yard touchdown run by Trey King, and that has us here at 16-7. 1:12 left to go.
Officials trying to get something right. I think he's saying 1-1, and they've got the timeouts right now with 1:12 to play in this half. Straighten the scoreboard guy out. I like that. I wish he'd make some calls on the field instead of crapping around with his scoreboard.
Aaron Beck really having a lot of confidence in his defense tonight, punting that ball and wanting to get the ball in the second half. He feels like he's got enough time there.
Donche coming off the short corner. Makes a play
That
right
is off the
Money off the short corner.
And he takes down Amika Megwa, and Megwa slow to get up after that tackle, and Money is fired up.
Boy, he come off of that short corner,
did.
and a guy that can run with that speed, and he put his helmet right on his upfield knee. And they're going to have to take another timeout right here, or officials timeout to take him out of the game.
And
Money was not being fooled right there. He came off of that short corner like he'd been shot out of a cannon and really put his helmet on his upfield knee.
so the freshman who was thrust into starting duty tonight, we mentioned the broken leg last week in the Midland Christian game for Clay Campbell. Amika Megwa is, for the second time tonight, headed over to his sideline under his own power, but does so with a limp. So Trey King, who's played pretty much every position tonight, it seems, for Nolan Catholic, will go into the backfield for his running back duties.
Saints really staying aggressive on defense here. This is a big third down right here for both sides of the ball.
Hey, look for them
pressure again.
Yeah, look for them to try to get something up inside, one of these shallow crossers, and see if they can beat him up the field. Donche down here. Oh, is he bringing it off the short corner? And he is.
Third down, 11. They give it to Trey King, and he has stood up, and he is hit hard. Bobo Bettle in on the stop.
Take a timeout.
Came in lane, and they do. It looks like the timeout here.
He does take his final timeout. That's what you want him to do right there. Make them punt this football. Let Money go back. I wonder who they're going to see who they send back to catch this punt. They've been sending back
Easton Failer so far, which is, but it's been a little. Now Peyton Kramer, it appears, is being sent out to return the ball, and he's doing. That's Mike Failer, the special teams coordinator, sending him. So that's a good indication on who's going to be deep for All Saints. 30 seconds exactly remain here in the second quarter. A 16-7 Nolan lead. But All Saints trying to get a little momentum and maybe a few more points before their trip to the locker room.
Look for the Saints here to put their punt block on. I feel like they're going to come as aggressive as they got. They like Peyton Kramer on the punt returns. They're a very sure-handed person here. Get themselves an opportunity
again.
to have a couple plays.
Hey, you got money down here playing corner. I wonder if they've got any kind of reverse in this where they back money out of here and then try to hit it on a reverse. Nope.
Boots it from his own 10-yard line. Nice punt, end over end. Fair catch by Peyton Kramer, who is then tackled, and you can't do that.
No, he put his hand up for a fair catch, and he was hit. That's going to give them 15 yards. That's going to take that ball to about the 36-yard line. Now with 30 seconds and no timeouts, you got a shot to take some shots at the end zone.
Peyton Kramer, as I said, they like him because he's so sure-handed. Calls for the flag. He calls for it right there.
And that is Raul Romero, and that happened right in front of him, the fair catch signal and everything. So All Saints give it a gift here towards the end of the
I will say this, Failer may want to have him wave that a little bit better, but a fair catch called nonetheless. And here comes the Saints offense.
Well, they may have picked up the flag.
No, they didn't pick it up.
No, they're about to walk it off.
This
okay.
off. Yeah, you can't pick that one up.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe a case that he was blocked into him, but I mean, certainly.
That would have been a good round.
That's what I would say if I'm Dave Bowden.
The Saints to take a shot right here, or one of those quick counters where the quarterback keeper.
Interesting here. They opened Bothwell up outside, the big man outside versus Cameron Walker. Let's see if they like this matchup. Up top.
Certainly bigger.
From the 36-yard line of Nolan are the Saints, 1st and 10. Vikings showing blitz on the far side. They come.
And they do.
Matlock picks it up. Hillman releases. Bothwell, what a play defensively on the coverage by Cam Walker, the senior.
Exactly
ran him on the skinny post. Boy, Bothwell's got to go attack that football with his hands. That's a great play by that corner. Really a good play. Well, you'd like to see. Watch Bothwell right here. He runs the skinny post. It's a good call and a good throw. He's got to go attack this football. Go attack that football. Lets that corner get in. Great play.
The ball was a little light, I feel like.
2nd down. Looking left is Hillman this time, but he's flushed out and taken down in the backfield all the way down to the 42-yard line.
That's going to run the clock out, guys. They got no timeouts right here in 20 seconds.
And that should, well,
they're trying to hustle them up.
10 seconds left to go. We're going to get a playoff. And the defense doesn't know what to do, and there goes the snap. Osafa Mensah pounces on it, and there's still 3 seconds left to go. And
now they're going to get a shot to run this ball deep.
The synchronicity between center and quarterback tonight has not been there for All Saints.
Oh, now you're going to see. Now you're going to see. You better get Money and Donche in the game because you're going to see, I believe, Nolan now with one play at midfield. You're going to see them take a shot.
Look here. I mean, just not paying attention.
Yeah, it's not on the same page. Now we're going to put Money back. He's going to play center field here. I like this setup. Bring in 3. Make sure you get him on the ground. You've only got one play. Even though they have a timeout, there's only time for one snap here.
3 ticks remain in the second quarter. A 16-7 lead in favor of Nolan Catholic. And Luke Macias with an empty backfield.
5 wides, and they're going to take their timeout. Yeah. They're going to take their last timeout, see if they can get an alignment here.
Well, coming into this game, the Nolan Vikings had been storming throughout their 2018 schedule, only dropping 1, and they were doing so back on the 5th of this month. A 48-24 loss, their only L of the season at Bishop Lynch. But otherwise, 7-1 on the year, 2-0 within the district, and right now leading the district, with everybody else pretty much outside of TCA Addison at the 500 mark. As we mentioned, every one of those teams will get into the postseason tournament.
Well, I don't like showing any bias here, but I do like that they're playing Money in center field. You know what? This could be like one of those situations where it could be a punt return. They throw this football up. If he gets his football now, I'd be telling him right now, try to take it into the boundary and see if you can return this for a touch.
So the Hail Mary from Luke Mossy is how far can he throw it? Well, he swings it out, and it's going to be...
They've got their offensive line out there. You got to come rally to the football. Good job.
And roped down.
Is that Cayman Lane? God, does he chase the football and play hard. Great job by that young man.
Cayman Lane takes down Ari Gabonziza to end the half.
This game is certainly more even than the score is showing right now, boys. It has been a heck of a first half.
And the Saints will be on offense to begin the third quarter of action. A 16-7 lead by Fort Worth Nolan Catholic and the Vikings over the Fort Worth All Saints. Halftime is here. It's senior nights on the field at McNair Stadium as the Nolan Catholic Band comes out to do their halftime performance. We will step aside and be back in about 25 minutes as our coverage will continue in the start of the second half. Coming up, 16-7. Vikings have the lead on the Saints back here for the second half momentarily after halftime on the Texas 24/7 television network.
You know it.